Welcome back to another episode of Coach's Car Chronicles. My name is Charles Inferna, and I'm the throwing coach at Nazareth College. We're a small private Division III institution located in Rochester, New York. I'm on my way to my last statistics class of the semester at the University of Rochester. It's amazing that I've made it this far in my educational career. I have no clue, well, not no clue, but not that much of a background in statistical analysis. So I'm learning. That's definitely one of my deficits, one of my weaknesses. But I think I'm getting better, and this class has helped. But I want to touch base a little bit today here before a class starts on track and field, and why I think track is one of the best sports for persistence, self-reflection, goal achievement, all of those things. We have a meet tomorrow at Rochester Institute of Technology. It's also in Rochester, New York, at 4 o'clock, and it will be an opportunity for our athletes to showcase their skills and how well they have been performing in practice, and hopefully those skills will translate into a competition where somebody's actually measuring their distances. Now, for our practices this semester, for indoor, we throw into a curtain, so we have no clue what our distances are. I gauged as best I could seed marks for our meet tomorrow, but seed marks really they're not that important, especially in the competition like tomorrow, where everybody gets 4 throws. So we seeded athletes where we think they might be, give or take 25 centimeters or so. But with our meet tomorrow, and something that I've been stressing to our kids is that, track and field as a whole really is a sport that you get out of it what you put into it. And what I mean by that is we have athletes that I've worked with not only at Nazareth but at Fredonia as well, and even a post-collegiate athlete that I'm working with right now. That track, it's a competition against yourself. You're competing against yourself in regards to how far away you're standing when your implement hits the ground. So obviously, whoever throws the farthest is going to win. But how we get to that point is the difficult piece. And what I mean by that is we have athletes of very different ability levels at Nazareth. We have a returning All-American. We have some guys that are on the cusp of qualifying for much bigger competitions and extending their seasons. And then we have freshmen who have never thrown a weight before, have never thrown a shot put before, hammer, discus, things of that nature. And their concerns, some of them have been, what am I going to look like tomorrow? Are other people going to laugh at me? Are they going to think something, wrong with me, etc.? But I'm confident in my athletes' abilities, as I'm sure any coach is going to say that they're confident in their kids' abilities. But I feel very comfortable with how our team looks in the circle, looks emotionally right now. I think everybody's in a good place. If it wasn't for those finals that they have coming up, one of my athletes was telling me yesterday that he has a final on Saturday, which at Fredonia that was unheard of. Everybody booked their finals into a Monday through Friday, where at Nazareth they actually start on the Saturday and Sunday, which constitutes their finals week. So they have finals Saturday, Sunday, then they have that week Monday through Friday, with Friday being typically the last day of the finals day. But I expect that my athletes are going to get out of the competition what they've put in this semester. Very rarely, if any, have some of our athletes missed workouts or missed practices. They're working very hard. They follow directions. They listen to everything that you hope for to get out of a coach, but or out of your athletes. But those things aren't always easy to come by. That's where the actual coaching piece comes into play, and developing relationships with your athletes, and to the point where they're gonna feel comfortable working with you as their coach after spending their previous 4 years of their lives working with somebody else potentially in high school. So with that being said, very rarely, if ever, I've seen an athlete who hasn't done anything for a semester all of a sudden and show up at a meet and perform well, or PR, or something along those lines. But on the other hand, I have seen some good performances from athletes who have not put in as much work maybe as their peers, but I don't think that carries on throughout the course of, or that will carry on throughout the course of a whole year. I had a teammate back at Fredonia who was a fantastic discus and shot putter, discus thrower, and he very rarely, his senior year, which was my freshman year, did he come to practice. But he would go to meet and he would win. He would throw his 47, 48, 49 meter discus throws. He would throw shot put over 50 feet without a problem, which back then was pretty good to throw 50 feet. It was competitive. Now there's tons of athletes who throw 50 feet in the shot put. And I finally caught up to him at our conference championships where we were home. This was the 2001 Outdoor SUNYAC Championships, where he hadn't practiced, I don't know, maybe for a couple weeks. And it was the first time in his college career that he had lost a discus competition. He was, I believe, two-time defending conference champion up until that point, after transferring in from a junior college. And he lost the discus. And he was so distraught that he scratched the shot put. He just kind of walked off and disappeared. And it caught up to him. So with our athletes, track is definitely not a short race. It's a marathon in regards to, not too many people are going to remember the performances of tomorrow, but most people are going to remember the performances of conference championships, or if we have athletes go to nationals, if they were all Americans or not. So I hope as coaches, we stress upon our athletes that every day builds upon a foundation. And for our seniors, the foundation is pretty stable. For our freshmen, we're building towards that. And like I said, I anticipate that we're going to have some pretty good performances tomorrow across the board, because the athletes, they're not children. The athletes have worked very hard, and they should hopefully reward themselves and put those anxieties of finals in the back of their minds for a couple hours, and enjoy the process and enjoy the journey of, this is the first meet of our season, and this is the foundation of what I can build upon in order to move forward and try and achieve my goals in the spring semester. But that's it for now. I just got to the U of R, so I'm ready to head up to class. Thank you for watching another episode of Coach's Car Chronicles. My name is Charles Inferna, and have a great day.